All right, so after having that great game against East Chicago Central, how do you guys finish up your senior year?
Well, we ended up making it. Like I said, we hosted the sectionals. We ended up playing Wheeler, and they were really good that year. I think they only lost like 2 games. We played them at Bishop Noah in the championship game. Like I said, I had hurt my knee, man. I kind of re-aggravated it. And in that championship game, I honestly didn't do much. I want to say I had like 11 points. It was a close game, but with about 15 seconds left, maybe a little bit more, I made a steal. We were down 2, and I made a steal on the ball, and I ended up getting the ball to Greg Jones, and he hit a jump shot to kind of seal the deal. So we ended up winning, man, and to win sections on your home floor your senior year, man, it was real big. So, that was real big for us. Then we went to regionals, and we ended up losing the regionals. I think I had like 15 points, and I fouled out, which is kind of ironic. I've never fouled out. Like I said, I played all those games. In my last high school game, I fouled out, so that was really frustrating, man. But at that point, I was already committed to going to Butler University. Coach Myers and Coach Stevens, who's their current coach, they recruited me to go there. So, I already knew that I was going to play Division I basketball. But that loss was real big for me because I never got to win a state championship, my main goal.
Okay. So you kind of touched on going to Butler University. Kind of give us a reason why you chose to go to Butler.
Well, I was being recruited by a lot of mid-major schools, and Butler was on me for a long time. And, it just came to a point where they had went to the Sweet 16 the year before I went there. So, the tradition was building. It's a guard school. They kind of use the ball screen and things of that nature. So I thought I'd probably be able to fit in pretty good with them. And I just figured, it'd be a good place for me to play. My family and friends could still see me play. It's only 2 hours away and a solid conference.
Okay. So going to Butler University, I heard about it. Everybody heard about it. We was all proud of you. And then something happened. And we found out you were transferring to IUPUI. Give us a little background on what exactly happened at Butler just to give you a decision on going to IUPUI.
Well, man, what a lot of people don't know, that was a tough year, man. Just from the standpoint of I became an Indiana All-Star. That's what I did leave out. I was named to the Indiana All-Star team, and I was hurt. I hurt my knee, and I really didn't play a lot in Indiana All-Stars. And I didn't play at all during the summer as far as open gyms and workouts at Butler when I got to campus. And I wasn't even able to go through the conditioning because I had hurt my knee so bad. So just going through that, man, was tough. And then I got to school and I was still hurting. I couldn't really, do a whole lot. And then as soon as I was able to, I got into a car accident. And people don't know that either. But I got hit on the driver's side in the parking lot of Hinkle Fieldhouse. And my car was totaled on that side or whatnot. We had to get it fixed or whatever, but I had a stress fracture. That's what came out of it in my back. So we're going into the season. I'm playing well. Blue-white scrimmage. I think I had like 8 points, 8 assists, and I'm like second on the depth chart. And then actually in the blue-white scrimmage, I started. And it's 2 junior guards ahead of me, and then AJ Graves, who was actually my roommate, fellow Indiana All-Star. We came in the same year. So I'm playing really well, man. And then probably 2 days after that blue-white scrimmage, I got into that accident, and I missed 2 weeks. And when you're at a major program or a mid-major, program like something like that, you have so many different sets, so many different plays, and it's already hard enough to play as a freshman. But to miss 2 weeks of, practice time, very important practice time, it was like terrible for me. I fell from like, first or second on the depth chart to third or fourth on the depth chart, man. And, once the season gets going and people start playing well, the rotation shrinks. So for me, I couldn't get back into the rotation until about January in the conference. And at that point, I played a little bit more, but it was just never the same. I pretty much played a 2 guard, and I pretty much started shooting threes. And looking back at it, it helped me out a lot because I became a better 3-point shooter, but I didn't feel like I would fit in there. Like I said, it was already 2 junior guards. AJ, he had a tremendous season, man. I think he ended up averaging double figures, probably about 14 points a game as a freshman. So, it kind of put me behind the 8 ball, and I didn't really feel comfortable there anymore. So, I just started talking it over with people who were close to me about possible options and, moving on, taking my game somewhere else. And my coach, he talked about IUPUI and how we felt like I can fit in there as well. and really try to dominate that conference. And they already had a couple of good players. I played Indiana All-Stars with George Hill, so I already knew him. I mean, Craig Swoop was a junior All-Star with me. I mean, they recruit area guys. Brandon Cameron was on the team at that point, so I really felt like maybe that would be a better place for me, and I can go over there and remake my college career, man, because it's tough not playing, especially when you got a lot of pride in yourself and you work hard. But like I said, my first year at Butler was it was really almost a traumatic experience. Something I left out, the police officer got killed on campus at Butler, and a lot of people, nobody really knows, but I was the second person to walk up on him while he was laying on the street, right in front of Hinkle Fieldhouse. So that's just, I'm from East Chicago. People die all the time. Like I said, I lost my brother at a young age. But just going through certain stuff, man, along with not playing, along with being in college, along with just all of that stuff, I just felt like it was time to move on. And after talking to the coaches at IUPUI, I felt like it would be a good place for me.